change land use for a vacant parcel at 845 Louise Avenue. Looks like we have potential recusal.
That would be me.
Yeah,
I need to recuse myself as my wife owns property close to the project.
very good. Thank you very much, sir. All right. I forget that they don't have the same notes I do. It's all good. Welcome, Ben.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. The item before you is just as presented. It's regarding the future potential Stafford Way apartments. So what's proposed before you is the General Plan Amendment 20-01, a rezoning the property, an environmental assessment, and then changing that rezone in land use to a medium high density residential R3 land use. So here's the project setting. It's 845 Louise Avenue at the northwest corner of Louise and Stafford Way. It's a 0.83 acre site. It's currently vacant, been vacant for since the beginning of time. I'm not sure if I'm aware of any prior building being there.
Was the old skating rink?
Isn't that just north of it? The Cal skating? Oh,
Okay.
I've been there, but many years. That's right. So the proposed general plan amendment will change the land use designation from regional commercial to medium high density residential. The proposed rezone will change the zoning from general commercial C3 to multifamily R3 zoning. Staff prepared an environmental assessment, including an initial study, mitigated negative declaration, and a mitigated monitoring program to evaluate the proposed changes. So before you is the general plan amendment map. It's showing the existing in purple there, which on our land use map is a commercial C3 regional commercial, and then we have the proposed change, which would go into this medium high density residential. And so as you can see around it, there's definitely it's a mix where you have single family R1 on the east boundary, you have existing commercial, the 99-cent store on the north, the hotel to the west, and then you have the commercial plaza complex up in here, and then you have some vacant land and industrial to the south, commercial industrial. So the zoning is tied to the general land use, and so you see on the left you have the C3 zoning, and what we're proposing is to change it to an R3 medium high density R3 zoning, which is the multifamily zoning. So when we're looking at this, we're looking at consistency with the general plan and how this will tie to the area. And so the proposed residential designation would be consistent with the general plan policies. General plan policy 3.43 states promote development patterns that maximize residents' accessibility to parks, open space, and shopping areas. The following implementing policies further support the project's amendment. 3.4G2 promote a balanced land use program that increases the ability of people to live and work in the city, provide a variety of housing in all neighborhoods, and reserve sites where appropriate for housing types that ensure that the city remains an inclusive, affordable community. 3.4 I7 promote infill development that maintains the scale and character of established neighborhoods, provide for concentrations of activity and mixed use and pedestrian oriented development in selected areas. And through those, the general plan and based on the area that's around it, staff feels that the proposed GPA and rezone will further the goals and the policies of the city's general plan with respect to providing housing in an area that provides accessibility to shopping, public service, public transit, and it'd be at an affordable cost. Before you up here is a draft proposal for what the potential could be when it's being rezoned with The land use density for the general plan allows up to 36 units per acre. With this being 0.83 acres, that works out to about a maximum density of 29. What fits right now is what's being proposed is a 24 unit complex. This is just draft. This project's not for consideration, but this is a type of project that will come in once the land use has been changed that would be allowed. So I got some legalities here, some legalese that I'll read through here. So bear with me with the environmental findings. And so tonight I'm requesting, with this general plan amendment and the rezone, the introduction of the rezone, that the city council find that the environmental assessment initial study was prepared for the project in accordance with requirements of the CEQA guidelines. Preparation of the environmental assessment necessitated a thorough review of the proposed project and relevant environmental issues and considered previously prepared environmental and technical studies. While the proposed project could have potentially significant effect on the environment, the council finds that feasible mitigation measures or alternatives have been incorporated into the project in order to avoid the effects or mitigate the effects to a point where clearly no significant effect on the environment will occur. The project specific mitigation measures include in the project to avoid potentially significant effects are set forth in the initial study, mitigated negative declaration with the project specific mitigation imposed. There is no substantial evidence in the record that this project may have a significant direct, indirect, or cumulative effects on the environment. Therefore, based on the environmental assessment 20-04 and the list of identified mitigation measures, council determines that the project will not have a significant impact on the environment and adopts the mitigated negative declaration for the project as well as the associated mitigation monitoring program for the project. That's a mouthful. And so with that, we're also looking for findings that the council finds that the public necessity, general welfare, good planning practices, public interest, and convenience warrant approval of General Plan Amendment 2001. City council further finds that the project consistent with the general plan goals and policies, an operative plan or adopted policy. Regarding the zoning, the project does not affect the implementation of the general plan with respect to surrounding properties. The proposed project is consistent with the purpose of the zoning ordinance to promote and protect the public's health, safety, peace, comfort, convenience, and general welfare. And CEQA, as discussed, the potential impacts of the proposed project have been assessed as required by CEQA as noted above. As such, approval of these items will be in the best interest of the city. And so with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, and staff recommends approval of A through C.
Questions from council? Nothing? Nothing going on? Okay, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Public hearing to consider the proposed General Plan Amendment 2001, Environmental Assessment 2004, and the introduction of an ordinance to rezone 845 Louise Avenue is now open. If there are any members of the public who would like to address the council on the issue, please provide your statement via public comment and state your name and address for the record. Nothing visible in the room. How about online?
Nothing on the computer.
Nothing online. Okay, having seen none, hearing no further, closing the public hearing and bringing back the matter to council, please.
Through the mayor,
Sir.
move to approve the changed land use for the vacant parcel at 845 Louise Avenue. Recommendations B and C.
Second.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
would it be okay if I read the official title of the ordinance?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Yuba City amending zoning from general commercial C-3, X-5C, combining district zone district to the multifamily residential R-3 zone district for approximately 0.83 acres, 845 Louise Avenue, assessor parcel number 51-141-036. Thank you.
Still have no
Second.
idea how he does that. Okay.
Through the mayor.
Yes, sir.
Before we take a vote, I just want to say, Ben, thank you for bringing this forward. And this is exactly the types of projects that we need to see throughout our city when we have all this vacant land sitting around. So thank you for working with the developer and bringing this forward. So.
All right. And I believe Grace second Manny's motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Aye. And opposed, none. All right. That passes, and we can bring Mr. Boomgarden back. She's doing that.